There's a moment in United States history that almost no one talks about. A moment that raises one terrifying question. What if the United States came within hours of never existing at all? Most people know the story of independence, the Declaration, the war, the victory. It's a tale of unity and triumph. But almost no one knows what happened immediately after. The part that was quietly removed from the textbooks. The part that reveals how close the country came to collapsing before it even truly began. Let's set the scene. It's the summer of 1783. The war is over. The British have been defeated. Across the 13 states, people are celebrating. They believe the hard part is finished. But behind closed doors, in the halls of power, a secret crisis was erupting. A crisis so severe, it threatened to undo everything they had just fought for. You see, the brand new United States was not so united. The government under the Articles of Confederation was weak, almost powerless. Several states were openly refusing to follow federal decisions. They were acting like independent countries, not parts of a single nation. The national treasury was empty, and the government couldn't pay its soldiers. This led to chaos. Unpaid militias, the very men who had just won the war, were now threatening to march on the Capitol in Philadelphia. Imagine that. The army turning against its own government. It was a pressure cooker, ready to explode. And watching from the sidelines, like vultures circling, were the great European powers, Britain, France, Spain. They were all waiting, just waiting, for the perfect moment to strike, to reclaim the land they had lost. They saw a fragile experiment on the verge of failure, and they were ready to pick up the pieces. This is the part of the story you might find in a detailed history book. But here's the part that historians rarely mention. The part that sends a chill down your spine. Newly uncovered documents, hidden away for centuries, show that a group of incredibly influential leadersmen whose names we all know drafted a secret plan. Not a joke, not a hypothetical. A detailed, written plan to end the country. Their vision was to break the United States apart into separate, independent nations, each with its own currency, its own army, its own future. Imagine a New England Confederation, a Mid-Atlantic Republic, a Southern Dominion, separate countries, potentially rivals, all sharing a continent. And the signatures on these drafts. They include names that are taught in every American classroom today. Founding fathers who, in a moment of desperation, were ready to pull the plug. So, this raises some huge questions. Why were these documents hidden? Why was this chapter of history so thoroughly erased that almost no one knows about it? Who made the decision that the American public should never know how close their country came to breaking apart right at the start? The story gets even crazier. It feels like something out of a spy thriller, but it's real history. A series of letters, locked away in a private archive for more than 2 centuries, reveal a shocking twist. Foreign governments didn't just sit back and watch. They had agents inside the young nation. Spies. Their mission was simple and devastating. Find the cracks in the American foundation and push the states toward disagreement, fuel the military's anger, and nudge the leaders toward collapse. Also, they could swoop in and reclaim the territory. If that crisis had lasted just a few more days, if the right people hadn't intervened at the last possible second, the United States would have fractured. The map of North America would look completely different today. There would be no single superpower. The world we know, its politics, its balance of power, its culture would simply not exist. So, the real question we have to ask ourselves is this. Did the United States survive because of its strength and its ideals? Or did it only survive because the truth was hidden long enough for the country to stabilize? It makes you wonder what else has been left out of the history books. If you want the next episode, where I dive deep into what was actually written in those secret letters, and reveal the names of the foreign agents who almost brought America to its knees, comment next episode down below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it.